The spiritual self can be contacted through your words. Your words coming out of your mouth. You could talk to your spiritual self. And the spiritual self is laying around doing nothing basically because it's caught between your omni-conscious and your local brain conscious. It just kind of fights back and forth a little bit. But if you want to activate the spiritual self, let's say you've had an accident and your legs don't work. Well, you got to tell you this thing, my friend. The medium, he tells you he can heal anything if you really want to heal. And he is serious, very serious about this whole journey. This accident you've had right now, what you've got to do, you've got to get into this journey and get into the blueprints and get to your blueprint and build it outside and come up to the spiritual self. And you got to get the spiritual self to come into this journey and get into your body and understand this thing. If you want to know where your spiritual blueprint is, just look at your head right there. But understand it. It doesn't matter where it is because it can go through your body just like a whip through this whole journey. I want you to hear me say this. So highly evolved that each of you right now is so highly involved. And you say, how would you know? I'm seeing your face on this little picture journey right here. Well, I still know about you. And understand this, because I know about everything and everybody in this whole dimensional process, you've got to be aware that I know about your blueprint. And your blueprints are so phenomenal. So this secondary blueprint, it's right there. Understand it. All you got to do is activate it. How do you activate it? You talk to your higher, your spiritual self, not your higher self, your spiritual self. The spirit body of this journey right here. And you get it to come into your body. Get it into your body and look through your DNA and all these things that we've talked about all these other times, signature cell healing and everything else. But understand this. This is what you got to activate the spirit self into this journey right now. And how do you do that? You just simply go into meditation. Oh, God, Master Kirael, you come to this thing every time you come to this damn thing called meditation. I say, damn, that's all right. But understand this. You've got to get into this meditation. And what you do is you go in and you go into your safe space. If you haven't got a safe space, call the medium and tell him you need to figure what's this safe space thing. And he'll tell you how to do it. But understand this. If you go into your safe space and you bring your spirit self, and does it look like you? No, it doesn't look like you. It's beautiful. It's gold and colored. And it's so enticing. If you bring it into your safe space and you have a conversation with this spirit self, you know you got the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. We never talk about the spiritual. Well, I'm talking about it right now because I want you to hear what your blueprints. I want you to hear what your blueprint knows about you right now. And I'll tell you this thing. Everybody is qualified to be a doctor, an engineer that builds the pyramids or whatever, you know. But understand this thing. You have to know what I'm saying right now. It is so imperative that you get this right now. You have more blueprint in your first strand of blueprint than you'd even consider to talk about with this higher self or the spirit self. So what I'm telling you, you get to meditation. Get to the meditations right now. And understand this thing. If that's aggravating you, click off the machine. I don't care. Meditation is the only form for you to get anywhere at all. So if you only meditate once a week or once a month or once a year, and you don't even know if you're doing it once a year properly, that's where you're going to be. At the end of this journey, when you go back to your Creator, and you're going to say, oh my God, I didn't get it again. No, you wouldn't say that. You go back to the Creator and your higher self and your omnipresence and all the spirit bodies and your love light. You go in there and you say, oh, damn, I didn't get it again this time. I got to get back up there really quick and get another life. Understand it? Because that's the first thing that you're going to know. What you didn't get to is your meditation. Meditation is the only thing that makes you survive into the new realms. I said it, into the new realms. The new realms are what? The blueprint? Oh yeah, the blueprint. Great journeys. But understand this thing. When you're not meditating, that's all right. You'll get around to it next lifetime. That's fine. There's got to be some way that I could say something that would make you all want to begin to meditate. Well, here it is. You want to have a conversation with your spirit self, the spiritual body, and don't expect it to be shaped you or the same size as you or anything. It's going to be huge, huge, because it's not going to be physical. But because it's not physical, it doesn't have all the restraints of you being a physical person. So you've got to get into this whole journey and get this conversation going. Because this blueprint, I tell you this thing, my friend. I'm going to tell you some things on this upcoming Saturday. I'm going to tell you some things that'll be right down the throat of blueprints. There's 2 blueprints, the one that you work up with your parents and everything else, but you got this one that you pull out of your sack and you bring it into this whole journey. And this is what if you're a spiritualist and you understand it, am I saying that you could only be a spiritualist to get to this blueprint? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because when you get to this blueprint, here's what you're going to get.